your boy, Jake Willie Silly, man, aka Mr. Take It Easy. Before you end up like Beezy, make sure y'all follow my Twitch, man. Subscribe to my second channel. Everything you need to know about your boy Jay is in the description down below. But we got the most dangerous narco women in the history, you know what I'm saying, of organized crime. You know, for all my new subscribers and new viewers, if y'all do want to go tune in to my cartel reactions, y'all for surely can do that. You know what I mean? But yesterday we dropped the most, a gruesome video, you know what I'm saying? Some horrific thugs, you know what I mean? And when I mean bodies at the bodies were being dropped, bodies at the bodies were being dropped. And this lady right here, you know what I'm saying? This lady right here is one of the most dangerous, not women in the narco business, but the most dangerous person in the narco business ever. And this is Griselda Blanco. You know what I'm saying? So this woman right here, you know, that's in the male dominated field. But man, that lady right there was giving hell. You know what I'm saying? The thing is, she got killed when she was out the game. You know what I'm saying? She got killed when she was out the game. You know what I mean? She was an old lady and everything. She got killed when she was out the game. So that right there, man, sometimes, you know what I mean, what you do in the past does catch up to you in your future. You know what I'm saying? But word on the street, she was just walking down the street, and then, you know what I mean, you know, some man pulled up on her on a motorcycle and gunned her down broad daylight. DOA. So Blanco, man, was just going too stupid, man, to be out there just walking like a loose goose. Y'all know what I mean? I don't know why y'all be telling y'all, man, women, bro, women evil just like men. I don't know why America, you know, America is full of simps. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, Simpica. I was trying to find a freaking name for Simpica. You know what I mean? A lot of y'all some simps too when it comes to these women. That's low-key pathetic though. You know what I'm saying? Honestly. You know, I look at these women just like I look at these men. They some evil mother effers too. They some thugs too. You know what I mean? But y'all, you know, being simped out and being, you know what I'm saying, goofies. You know what I mean? You just look at women like they're cream of the crop. Oh, I can't stand some of y'all men, bro. Just keep it real. It's pathetic, bro. You know what I mean? Especially how y'all believe, bro. You got men out here that believe anything a woman say. Woman can go out here and say, you know what I'm saying? Hey, man, he did this to me. What? Man, he ain't got no common sense thinking with his dang penis. Man, just believe everything a woman say. A woman mouth just gold in America, boy. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe everything a woman say. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, bro, I don't speak on nothing I don't know about. Like when it come to Deshaun Watson, when it come to Cal, man, you female be lying, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm gonna say. These females be lying. Y'all just be believing them. That jump be pathetic, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. That jump be pissing me off, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. You ain't got a mind like that. The simple believe anything, but the prudent gives thought to their steps. Just because a woman said it is golden, huh? That's what I tell y'all. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I said it before and I'm gonna say it again. If a woman came out and said something about me, oh, everybody gonna believe. Y'all gonna believe it? You know what I'm saying? Woman come out and got no proof, no evidence, nothing. Y'all gonna believe everything she say. Just how y'all built, but y'all just built like some goofies. I can't help how y'all built. That's how America is. America's just goofies. What are you talking about, bro? What's with this no chase dude, bro?
Think criminal power has always worn a male face. Think of the biggest kingpins in history and you probably picture men with weapons and money. But there's a truth the world tried to bury for decades. An ugly reality that Hollywood is only now starting to touch. Behind some of the most violent and ruthless empires in the history of substance trafficking, it wasn't men at the top, it was women. And they weren't side characters or decorative wives. They were the bosses, the strategists, the ones making decisions that cost lives and moved millions.
Shut up, bro.
These 10 women didn't just enter a world dominated by men. They took it over with a level of brutality that would make even the most feared bosses look tame. And their stories are so dark, so shocking, they'll change how you see who really controls the world of organized crime. We start with the woman who, in many ways, helped invent modern substance trafficking in the United States. Griselda Blanco wasn't just another criminal. She was the architect of an empire that turned Miami into a war zone in the 1970s and 80s. Born in Cartagena, Colombia in 1943, she grew up in extreme poverty in Medellin, where she committed her first killing at just 11.
Like, y'all, dude, this look like somebody, like, look at her, bro. Like, this don't look like nobody that will, like, kill you. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the most, and that's why I say that's why women the most dangerous. That's why I watch them the closest. You know, because when it comes to a male, you know what I'm saying? You can tell when it comes to a male or bro on, you know, on some BS. But when it comes to a woman, bro, you know what I mean? Man, I'm telling you, bro. You know what I mean? That's what make a woman more dangerous than a man, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why I don't know why America just put this thing like men is just like the only bad, and men be the only ones doing things. Man, get the freak out of here. Nah, I mean, I've reacted to some things with women doing horrific crimes, bro. These women be dangerous, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, bro. You know what I mean? Never underestimate a woman, bro. Don't underestimate a woman, bro. I'm gonna tell you this right now. Now, I mean, y'all be thinking because y'all men, and I don't know why y'all men think y'all just automatically just smarter than women, bro. You ain't, gang. There's a lot of women smarter than y'all out here, but a lot of women will school y'all out here. You know what I mean? Get you lined up out here. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of women that get y'all lined up, but you supposed to be smarter than a woman. You know what I mean? How many men got killed because of a woman, bro? Her looks, bro, you know what I'm saying? Acting like she like you whole time she playing you. Bro, thinking with his meat. Get lined up. You know what I'm saying? Straight up, bro. Y'all ain't smart, man. A lot of y'all men ain't smarter than women, bro. Stop it.
7 years old, when she allegedly took the life of a wealthy family's son after a failed kidnapping attempt. But that was only the beginning of a criminal career that would turn her into one of the most feared women in the Americas.
Look at this super thug.
Griselda pioneered something that seems obvious today, but back then was revolutionary. Using pregnant women and sex workers as couriers to move white substance from Colombia into the United States. She designed special underwear with hidden compartments and built an entire transport network that moved tons every month. What truly set Griselda apart was her cruelty, without limits. She's been linked to more than 250 killings over the course of her career, and these weren't clean, quiet hits. Griselda wanted the spectacle. She ordered people taken out in shopping centers in broad daylight, pioneered the motorcycle hit style that would later become infamous in Colombia, and personally eliminated 3 of her husbands once they stopped being useful. During the Miami substance war, the conflict she helped ignite, the city averaged 1 substance-related killing per day. Miami hospitals had to create special
killed 3 of her husbands.
Victims of trafficking-related violence. Griselda's empire brought in $80 million a month in Miami alone. Money that would equal well over $300 million today after inflation.
Y'all, she in Colombia, so that means she where Pablo was. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? So she where Pablo was. You know what I mean? So you right there where Pablo is. So I don't know if they competing with each other. You know what I'm saying? But Colombia, that's Pablo Escobar. That's his territory. She was around when he was around. You know what I'm saying?
She was so powerful that Pablo Escobar, who later became the most infamous boss on the planet, was once her student. She taught him routes, methods, logistics. Without Griselda Blanco, the Medellin organization might never have existed. But Griselda made the mistake that takes down so many giants. She started using her own merchandise. The white substance made her erratic, paranoid, reckless. She began bragging, sharing details of her crimes with anyone who would listen, boasting about brutal methods and perfect eliminations. In 1985, the DEA finally caught her in California. She was sentenced to 15 years, but even behind bars, she tried to keep a grip on her empire. Her most loyal enforcer, Jorge Rivi Ayala, agreed to testify against her in exchange for a lighter sentence, revealing that he had personally taken out more than 30 people under direct orders from the boss. Griselda was released in 2004 and deported to Colombia. She spent her final years in Medellin, the city where it all began, until in 2012 a motorcycle gunman, using the exact method she'd pioneered decades earlier, shot her twice in the head outside a butcher shop. She was 69. The queen died wearing her own crown of thorns. While Griselda ruled Miami, another criminal legend...
bro, y'all, I be knowing what I be talking about, you know what I'm saying? That's what I be trying to tell y'all, man. Y'all folks better freaking, you know what I'm saying? Y'all folks better freaking recognize, man. You know what I'm saying? Your boy Jay know what the freak he be talking about, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what I be trying to tell you. I never speak on things I have no knowledge of, bro. You know what I mean? Straight up, man. I ain't like y'all simple fools and just speak on things y'all have no knowledge of. Everything I just said, did he not just say that? Yeah, man, I do my research out here, bro. You know what I mean? So if you're going to speak on things, bro, best believe you better have that knowledge, bro. A lot of y'all be speaking on things which you have no knowledge of. And you know what that makes you look like? That makes you look like a fool. And I refuse to look like that.
Was rising in Mexico, one born into
when you talk about somebody, you got to know the facts, bro. Or you just look like a fool.
Beltran, known as the Queen of the Pacific, didn't choose the world of substance trafficking. She was born into it. Her uncle was Miguel Angel Felix Gallardo, the founder of the Guadalajara organization.
You know you was finna be in the cartel.
As the godfather of modern Mexican substance trafficking. Sandra grew up surrounded by the most powerful men in the trade. Amado Carrillo Fuentes, the Lord of the Skies, the Arellano Felix brothers, Joaquin El Chapo Guzman, Ismael El Mayo Zambada.
She grew up around them?
They weren't business contacts. They were uncles, godfathers, the people who showed up at family parties.
I'm definitely not going out with you. Please tell me that your uncles, please tell me that your uncles is El Chapos. Yep, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Straight up like that. Ain't finna date. No, I'm good. I'm straight on that, bro. I don't associate myself with people like this at all.
October 11th, 1960.
Hey, how fine you is.
Sandra understood from her teenage years
never hear from me
her last
again.
name was a master key that could open any door in the criminal world. What's fascinating about Sandra is that she was never a street operator. She didn't move shipments or order eliminations. Her specialty was something more sophisticated and in many ways more dangerous: money. Sandra managed finances for the Sinaloa organization, cleaning millions through shell companies, real estate, and legitimate businesses. When she was captured in 2007, Mexican authorities accused her of coordinating an operation to move 30 tons of white substance into the United States and of being a key player within Sinaloa's operations. But Sandra was careful. Too careful. She left no direct evidence. Everything ran through layers of intermediaries, legal companies, offshore structures. Even her image worked in her favor. Sandra was elegant, striking, educated. She showed up in society pages, wore designer clothes, drove luxury cars. She didn't look like a criminal. She looked like a successful businesswoman. And on paper, technically, she was. The charges in Mexico couldn't be fully proven. She was extradited to the United States in 2012, where she eventually pleaded guilty to a lesser count, providing financial support to a substance trafficker. She received a reduced sentence and was released in 2015. But here's the unsettling part. Sandra has always insisted she wasn't a real trafficker, that she simply knew people in the criminal world because she grew up around them. When her son was kidnapped in 2002, she called the police, something no truly powerful cartel figure would do, because it would signal weakness. That led some investigators to question whether Sandra really held the power authorities claimed, or whether her name and family ties made her a convenient symbol. What's undeniable is this. Sandra Avila represents something rare. A woman who navigated Mexico's substance trafficking.
She fine like a glass of wine. I'm going to say that right now.
Connections.
She aged beautifully. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? That's one thing I'm going to say. She aged definitely beautifully. That's what I be saying, man. Hey, look. You know what? My wife got to look like her. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Eyes made her.
This is when she old though, y'all. She old. This is how she looking old though.
Sandra Avila represents something rare.
Can't tell me she ain't no fine looking old lady now. You know what I'm saying? You fine looking old lady. She what, like 60, mid-50s? You know what I mean? Like for me, I want my wife to be fine throughout my whole life. You know what I mean? It shouldn't be I seen this 70-year-old woman, bro. When I mean this woman was fine like a glass of wine. 70 years old, bro. She at least like 45. You know what I mean? I don't know why people think just because they get old, they got to get ugly. You know what I'm saying? Just because I get old, I got to get wrinkly and ugly. Man, look, man. I seen some fine, older women, bro. You know what I'm saying? Straight up, I want my wife to be fine like a glass of wine, man, till the day we die. You know, that's just me. I'm going to make sure I look fine, man. You know what I mean? I don't want to be one of them ugly old men, bro. You know what I'm saying? They be having wrinkles and everything and all that. Man, I want to be a fit old man, bro. You know what I mean? I'm not, man, look, man, I'm trying to live long out this mother effer. Am I right, man? Am I right? You know what I mean? I'm trying to live long out this mother effer, bro. You finna just be sitting around and die. When I die, look, man, hey, look, hey, look, Def gonna have a hard time taking me out. But I ain't finna just be sitting around waiting to die. And my wife ain't finna do it either. That's why I'm gonna need a diligent wife that just love herself, that just makes sure she just look good, you know what I'm saying, and all that.
Substance trafficking.
A lot of the old women just let themselves go. They be fine like a glass of wine. Then they get old, just let themselves go, bro. I be like, man, heck no. I gotta like what I see, bro.
For decades using intelligence.
I like fine like a glass of wine. I'm sorry.
And discretion, not violence.
I like fine.
And in many ways, that makes her more dangerous than any trigger puller. Now we move north to the border between Mexico and the United States, where in the 1920s, a woman with no formal education built the first major Mexican trafficking organization, decades before the famous names ever appeared. Ignacia Jasso, known as La Nacha, is the grandmother of Mexican substance trafficking, the pioneer no one talks about.
She looked crazy.
Modern boss should recognize. Alongside her husband, Pablo Gonzalez, known as El Pablote, Ignacia established near-total control over the trafficking of green substance, morphine, and poppy-based substance across the Ciudad Juarez-El Paso corridor. But La Nacha wasn't a helper. When El Pablote died in a bar fight in 1930, many believed the business would collapse. They were brutally wrong. Ignacia took control and expanded the empire. Her method of consolidating power was so ruthless it set a pattern many organizations would follow. Extreme violence paired with systematic corruption. The night she decided to wipe out the competition, Chinese immigrant groups who controlled part of the trade in Juarez, Ignacia ordered an operation that left 11 people eliminated in the streets. It was a massacre that sent a clear message. La Nacha didn't share territory, but her real genius was understanding something criminals would take decades to perfect. Without official protection, no criminal empire survives. Ignacia bribed high-ranking military figures, state police, customs officials. She built the first network of institutional corruption tied to substance trafficking in Mexico. Her organization was the first to fully control distribution routes, what had previously been a fragmented market shared by smaller groups. La Nacha operated with near-total impunity for decades, going in and out of prison whenever political pressure demanded an arrest to appease the United States. By 1943, when she was finally sent to the Islas Marias penal colony by order of the Supreme Court.
It's way back. This is 1943, so these folks been dealing dope since. And this junk been going on, man, since forever, bro. Golly.
Already established a business model that would outlive her.
That's before my mom and my dad went in the law.
The 1970s, long after she stepped back. Ignacia Jasso died in relative obscurity, but her legacy is undeniable. She proved that a woman without education, without elite family connections, could build and maintain a criminal empire in a world completely dominated by men, and keep it going for more than 40 years. La Nacha was the first, and that makes her singular on this list. From Mexico, we travel to Guatemala, where in the early 2000s an organization rose that the DEA considered among the most prolific in Central America. And at the top wasn't a man. It was Marjorie Dadiana Chacon Rossell, known as La Reina del Sur, though her real story is far more complex and brutal than any.
Look at her, bro. She don't even look dangerous.
Copan region on the Honduras,
the most dangerous thing.
Marjorie and her family built a distribution hub that moved tons of white substance from South America toward the United States, overland through Guatemala and Mexico, and by sea across the Caribbean. What set the Vale organization, the family name, apart was a lethal combination of extreme violence and corruption that reached into government levels. Marjorie wasn't the public face of the group. She was the strategist in the shadows. While her brothers ran ground operations, she coordinated logistics, routes, alliances. And the alliances she secured were serious. The Vale network built a direct connection to the Sinaloa organization, Mexico's most powerful structure. Joaquin El Chapo Guzman even hid for a time in Vale-controlled territory when pressure in Mexico became unbearable. That relationship gave Marjorie access to distribution networks spanning an entire continent. U.S. prosecutors estimate her organization moved more than $200 million between 2003 and 2014. Other reports suggest the real number may have exceeded $5 billion, making it one of the most lucrative operations in the history of Central American substance trafficking. What finally brought Marlery down was what has toppled so many powerful figures: betrayal. In 2014, she was arrested in Miami by U.S. authorities.
It's always betrayal. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. It's always betrayal. You know what I'm saying? This is a very dangerous game to get into. You know what I mean? Like betrayal, like I'm telling you, bro. Like, bro, 95% of the time, there's gonna be somebody closer to you that do something wrong to you. And like I said, I had to learn that out the hard way. You know what I'm saying? That most of the weirdest people in the world are the people that's close to you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Straight up, it don't be the strangers. The strangers be showing love. The strangers be cool. Whole time everybody be looking out for the strangers, but the whole time you need to look in your dang circle, man. I'm telling you, bro, you watching this, you got a friend that don't like you. I'm telling you right now. The weirdest people I've ever met in the world were my friends. Were the people that I was calling friends, bro. Literally. Wasn't no stranger. It was a friend, bro. You know what I mean? So don't think that everybody in your friend group like you. Now, you got a weird mother F out there. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, the signs be in y'all face. Y'all just be refusing to ignore it. Man, I knew this man ever since pre-K, man. He wouldn't do that to me. Y'all always trying to make an excuse for the weird junk. Whole time you keep thinking about it. Whole time you know it rubs you the wrong way, you know what I'm saying? But you trying to shrug it off. You know what I mean? That's the problem. Y'all shrug things off. And then that little thing that he did turn into something big. Whole time the mother effer been a snake, you know what I mean? You just been shrugging it off every time. Nah, don't shrug nothing off. You ain't tripping, bro. How you feel is how you felt. You know what I'm saying? And what he said is what he said. When somebody show you who they are, believe them. That's one thing I do. I believe them. See, I got associates, but I only got few friends. You know what I'm saying? Only got a few that can come close to me. You know what I mean? Yeah, I got some that I'll talk to you over the phone and whatnot, but only a few can come close to me. Only a few can hang around with me. Only a few. So know the difference between associates and friends. You got to keep some people far away associates and a few friends. You know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it real with you. I told you, bro, most of the true crime that I react to, and even not even true crime, real life, most of the effed up things, most of the people that was, you know what I'm saying, did things to each other was close. I'm trying to tell you.
She faced 26 years in prison for substance trafficking and money laundering. But Marlery made a decision that changed everything. She became a star cooperating witness for the United States.
Crazy.
For 2 years, while released under an agreement connected to the DEA, she met with agents and prosecutors more than 50 times in 6 different countries, handing over details about operations, routes, contacts, and methods that dismantled entire networks in Honduras, Guatemala, and Mexico. Her cooperation led to the arrests of dozens of major traffickers. In return, her sentence was slashed, first from 26 years to 12, then down to 5. In 2019, she was released on bail. Today, Marlery is serving a 94-year sentence in Guatemala, inside the VIP area of the Santa Teresa Women's Detention Center, for crimes committed in her country. But her cooperation with the United States helped break apart empires that had operated for decades.
94 years.
The real Queen of the South didn't get a romantic ending. She got the ending that comes to those who choose survival over loyalty. While Marlery bargained for freedom, another woman was rising in Mexico, one whose brutality was so extreme that even hardened criminals considered it too much. Melissa Margarita Calderon Ojeda, known as La China, wasn't a cartel boss or a financial operator. She was something far more terrifying, one of the deadliest female hitwomen Mexico has produced.
She was a hit
Born on
woman.
August 12th, 1984, Melissa entered the criminal world young, specifically joining Las
Okay, look, y'all, look.
Male hitwomen Mexico has produced. Born on August 12th,
Look at her, y'all. Look at her.
1984, Melissa
Just look at her, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just look. You know what I'm saying? Does that look like somebody that will kill you, bro? Does that look like somebody that will slump you, bro? Yeah, man. You just gotta, yeah. These women, bro. Yeah, you gotta watch these, brother. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you.
Entered the criminal world young.
I just be trying to put, like I said, I just be trying to give y'all wisdom, bro. You know what I'm saying? Everything, not everything that's pretty. Like I said, man, the truest how a person is in the inside, bro. You know what I mean? A lot of y'all dudes, man, just be fantasize about the freaking prettiness, man. And man, just trying to save y'all, man, from getting slumped up, man. Save y'all from getting wiped out, man. You know what I mean? Just be on guard, bro. That's all I really can say. Be on guard, bro. But a lot of y'all dudes just be so horny. You know what I mean? That you can't look past a pretty face, bro. It's pathetic, bro. I ain't gonna lie, it's pathetic, bro. You know what I mean? And like I said, men just swear they just smarter than women, bro. I had to kind of, retrace, you know what I'm saying, what I was finna say. You used to say freaking men cheat more than women. I feel like it's even. But women are see, when it comes to men are stupid. Women ain't when it comes to them cheating. It ain't a good thing either. So I don't want you to be like, tell them, Jay. You know what I mean? I don't want your hoes to get excited now. You know what I'm saying? The hoes start smelling. Cheating ain't good now. You know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it G. You know what I mean? So I want the hoes, tell them, Jay. They just don't know. Look at them. You know what I'm saying? See your little thought stuff down somewhere. You know what I mean? But nah, though, man, women just sneaky, bro. They real sneaky, bro. Real sneaky, I'm telling you.
Specifically joining
it's some
Las
sneaky
Fuerzas
mother
Especiales de los Damaso, the armed wing working for the Sinaloa organization under the orders of Damaso Lopez Nunez. And she quickly proved she didn't just...
Yeah, I know I'm gonna be real happy tonight. Hey, Bama Prize, you ain't gotta try to spoil it, bro. I'm looking already at the score, bro. You ain't gotta try to spoil it. I know you probably trying to spoil it, bro. I told you I'm watching Dane there every playoff game, so I'm looking at it on the side. So Bama Prize, you ain't gotta try to spoil it, my boy. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm gonna be real. Shut your little stupid self up.
Melissa led a group of 50 gunmen controlling operations in La Paz and Los Cabos, Baja California Sur. But her rise was savage. She has been linked to between 150 and 170 direct killings, and those are only the confirmed ones. Her preferred method was harsh interrogation to extract information, followed by eliminations designed to send a message.
Oh, she gotta be dead.
Reports claim that on one occasion...
Look at her, bro. Look. Like, what? She killing people? Her?
Eliminations designed to send a message.
No way, bro.
Reports claim that on one occasion, Melissa took out a rival and cut off both arms before ending his life as a warning. In another case, she organized the kidnapping of the girlfriend of a rival figure nicknamed El Tocho, putting her through violent interrogation to extract information about enemy operations. The violence unleashed in Baja California Sur between 2014 and 2015
they finna get rid of her.
was so intense that the region, known for tourist beaches and luxury resorts, recorded 178 trafficking-related killings in a single year. What eventually destroyed La China wasn't the police. It was the cartel structure itself. When higher-ups replaced her as leader of the special forces, Melissa didn't accept being pushed aside. She formed her own criminal group, the Cartel California Sur, with her partner Pedro Hector Gomez, known as El Chino, as her second in command. They launched a territorial war against their former bosses, recruiting 300 street dealers who rode red motorcycles through La Paz. But her leadership became toxic. She promised bi-weekly pay of 7,000 pesos and didn't deliver. She handed out bags of white substance as bonuses to those who performed well, but she also had people eliminated when they failed. In 2015, during an operation in the Bella Vista neighborhood of La Paz, authorities captured El Chino. Under interrogation, he gave detailed information about Melissa, including her phone number. 3 of her own gunmen also turned on her, openly frustrated with her leadership and willing to cooperate. On October 5, 2015, Melissa Margarita Calderon Ojeda was finally arrested. In 2025, she was sentenced to 20 years in prison for homicide.
2025, she just got arrested.
The woman who spread terror for a decade is now serving time, but her legacy remains. In the violent world
And
of
she ain't
substance
dead?
trafficking, gender doesn't matter. Brutality has no gender. Now we return to a different kind of
I'm
story.
surprised she ain't dead.
One where violence isn't the main weapon, but intelligence
She
and
still met a
survival
fate,
instincts
but-
are. Enadina Arellano Felix.
God, I'm not speaking about her, but I'm just speaking about these other women. I'm not speaking about her, you know what I'm saying? But and these drug women be fine like a glass. Be fine like a glass of wine.
Never set out to lead an organization.
Why you gotta be so bad? Why you gotta be such a devil?
Left her as the last one standing in one of Mexico's most powerful criminal structures.
Some of y'all too fine to be devilish.
Born on April 12, 1961 in Mazatlan, Sinaloa, Enadina grew up in a family that would create one of the most violent and ruthless groups in the history of Mexican substance trafficking.
Good God almighty, dog.
Her brothers,
Oh,
Benjamin, Ramon,
he's crazy,
Francisco
motherfucker.
Javier, and Eduardo, built an empire that throughout the 80s and 90s controlled the Tijuana border, one of the most lucrative routes into the United States. But Enadina wasn't like her brothers. While they chased fame and dominance through violence, she worked in the shadows as the organization's accountant and logistics operator. She handled the finances, cleaned the money, set up front companies, managed shipping logistics. She was the cold, calculated brain keeping the business running while her brothers fought brutal territorial wars against the Sinaloa organization led by Joaquin El Chapo Guzman. One by one, her brothers fell. Ramon was taken out in 2002. Benjamin was arrested that same year. Francisco Javier, known as El Tigrillo, was detained in 2006 by the U.S. Coast Guard while fishing on a yacht and sentenced to 23.5 years in prison. Eduardo was arrested in 2008. Suddenly, Enadina was the only free Arellano Felix with full knowledge of the organization's operations.
Y'all see that though? Y'all remember what I was saying, y'all? Y'all remember what I was saying? Where, and I ain't gonna lie, all these motherfuckers look like devils. Especially you, bro. Nah, I mean, y'all look dead inside. I'm gonna just keep it real with y'all. All y'all look dead inside. Her, she looked dead inside. Everybody look dead inside. You know what I'm saying? But, nah, man, what I was saying, y'all mean what I was saying, that wickedness you never really get away with it. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's written for you to get consequences for the wickedness that you do. Whether if it's jail, whether if it's death, y'all gonna meet a fate. Whether if it's 20 years from now, whether if it's 30 years from now, for Griselda Blanco. You know what I mean? Griselda Blanco. For Griselda Blanco, her fate came at the age of 69 years old. I'm telling you, man, wickedness never gets unpaid for, man. You know what I'm saying? But the faithless will fully be repaid in their ways and the good rewarded for theirs. Jay, what the freak are you quoting? That's scripture, bro. You know what I'm saying? But the righteous of the blameless makes their path straight, but the wicked are brought down by their own wickedness. I'm just be trying to quote scriptures, y'all, and show y'all that dang, what's in the word be real life. It is written. So whatever is written is going to happen. We see it every single day. You know what I mean? Not one successful drug lord, bro. Can't name one successful drug lord that just was a drug lord since the beginning to the end and died a drug lord. Active. That mother effer probably was successful when he got out. He was a lucky, smart person that got out. But you cannot name one successful drug lord that was active to the start and to the end. Was active and died off natural cause. You can't name him. You know what I mean? Don't name somebody that got out the drug life. Name somebody that stayed in it. Can't name them. They either go to jail or they either die. The only way you're going to succeed in that drug business, the only way you're going to succeed when it comes to wickedness, if you stop doing wickedness. If you continue doing wickedness, you ain't gonna swallow that.
2008, the DEA identified her as the most powerful woman in the global world of substance trafficking and the leader of the Tijuana organization. Mexico's public security ministry acknowledged it.
Graduating high school next month.
Case of a woman leading a major.
Enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? That's my advice. I mean, my advice is to enjoy it. Don't be like you ready to graduate. I'm telling you right now. You don't know what the heck is waiting for you outside that door. And this is wisdom talking to you. Just go ahead and prepare, you know what I mean, for them friends that you have, go and prepare for never seeing them again. You ain't gonna believe me right now. You know what I'm saying? You gonna think I'm just talking, man. Jay, you're just talking. Me and my friends go do that. Yeah, y'all probably spend the summer together and all that. But guess what? After summer, work time. Gotta go find a job. Either you going to college or you going to work. Oh yeah, life finna hit you, boy. You know what I'm saying? So just go ahead and just enjoy them few months in high school. But you just don't know where that end the side of that door. That dun da da da. That's a song. Dun da da da. You just don't know. See, I'm already in life. I'm in it. You know what I mean? But you really don't know what's on the side of that door. You know what I'm saying? You hear me? You don't know what's on the side of that door.
Trafficking organization.
Say you 17? Sure, I graduated when I was 17.
But the empire she inherited was already collapsing. The war with Sinaloa had left more than 2,000 people eliminated or disappeared. The territory...
Life a mother effer, boy.
Revenue had dropped sharply. Enadina, alongside Manuel Aguirre Galindo, known as El Caballo, tried to keep operations alive, but the true power of the Tijuana organization had already faded. Victor Clark, director of Tijuana's Binational Center for Human Rights, explained that Enadina was in front for inheritance reasons, for the family's need to maintain control, not because she actively sought power.
Even the devil, even the baby like a devil. The baby killing too? Good God, y'all got some devil in it? Y'all came from Satan? Even a baby like a devil.
In control.
Yeah.
Not because she actively sought power. What's extraordinary about Enadina is that she has never been captured. Today in 2025, she remains free, operating from the shadows, keeping such a low profile that there are barely any verified photographs of her.
You won't get caught.
Some investigators believe she no longer controls any significant criminal operations. Others think she's simply so smart that she's learned to operate without leaving traces. What can't be disputed is what Enadina Arellano Felix represents. A woman who inherited a ruined empire and managed not only to survive, but to stay free while every man in her family is either dead or behind bars.
And a lot of women be smart, bro.
In a world where the average lifespan of a cartel boss is 5 years, Enadina has lasted decades. That isn't luck, that's skill.
That is luck.
From cartel bosses, we move to a different category.
That's luck.
Facilitators. Guadalupe Fernandez Valencia, known as La Patrona, was never the public face of the Sinaloa organization, but for decades, she was one of its most important pieces. Born in Michoacan, Guadalupe crossed into the United States without documents in the 1990s, where she began selling illegal substances in California. She was arrested and spent 10 years in U.S. prison before being deported to Mexico. Most people would think that experience would push her away from the criminal world. It pulled her deeper in. Back in Mexico, Guadalupe became an official money cleaner for the Sinaloa organization.
Man, Sinaloa. Golly, how many ties do Sinaloa have, bro? I keep hearing about Sinaloa. Golly, man, everybody connected with Sinaloa, man.
City.
How big they is? Good God, bro.
Substance sales in Los Angeles and transferred it to Guadalajara through currency exchange houses that kept a 3% commission. Court statements reveal that between 2009 and 2010,
get it done. Get it done.
1,587 pounds of green substance,
get this done.
About 227 kilos, along with an average of 30 kilograms of white substance distributed to various clients in the Los Angeles area. But those numbers were only a fraction of what she really handled. As one of the highest-ranking women in Sinaloa's financial structure, Guadalupe had access to and control over cash flows estimated in the tens of millions of dollars per month. She was arrested in February 2016 in Culiacan, Sinaloa, just weeks after Joaquin El Chapo Guzman was captured in the same city. A year later, in 2017, she was extradited to the United States in Chicago, where she faced charges in what was described as one of the most important state cases against the Sinaloa organization. The accusations laid out how the organization used jumbo jets, underground tunnels, and even submarines to smuggle massive quantities of substances into the United States. Manuel Fernandez Valencia, Guadalupe's brother and also part of the operation, was sentenced in 2016 to 27 years in prison. But Guadalupe made a different choice. She cooperated with U.S. authorities. Her testimony and the information she provided supported DEA investigations into Mexican organizations and helped trigger multiple major arrests. In exchange, in December 2021, she was sentenced to just 10 years. With time served since her 2016 capture, plus reductions for good behavior and cooperation, Guadalupe Fernandez Valencia was released only months ago in 2024. She spent 3 decades involved in substance trafficking, survived 2 arrests in 2 different countries, and ultimately negotiated her freedom by providing information that helped dismantle significant parts of the very organization that enriched her. La Patrona understood a brutal truth. In the criminal world, loyalty is a currency, spent the moment freedom is on the line. Now we reach a woman whose story is more complicated and controversial because her role in this world wasn't as an operator, but as a wife, messenger, and facilitator. Emma Coronel Ispura was born in Santa Clara, California, but grew up in the tiny community of La Angostura, just a few dozen residents, in the golden triangle of substance trafficking in northern Mexico. She met Joaquin El Chapo Guzman when she was 17 at a local party where she was participating as a beauty contest candidate. On her 18th birthday, she married Mexico's most powerful cartel boss in a symbolic ceremony at her family ranch. It wasn't an official civil marriage, but it was real in every way that mattered. Emma insists she never witnessed the violence associated with substance trafficking and never participated in her husband's criminal activities. But U.S. prosecutors tell a different story. According to the allegations, Emma worked closely with the Sinaloa organization's command and control structure, acting as a messenger between El Chapo and other members while he was being held at Mexico's Altiplano prison after his 2014 arrest. More seriously, she was accused of taking part in El Chapo's dramatic 2015 escape from that maximum security.
But they got El Chapo down like this. They making sure El Chapo don't escape again. Let me go ahead and just, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? They got his head down just like this, acting like that boy Houdini or something. We don't hold this mother effer right here. He gone. Find some way to escape. We got to make sure we got him.
A mile tunnel was built in his cell, allowing him to flee on a motorcycle through the underground passage. Emma was arrested in February 2021 at Dulles International Airport near Washington, D.C., 2 years after her husband was sentenced to life in prison by a New York court. The charges included conspiracy to distribute illegal substances, money laundering, and helping operate her husband's multi-billion-dollar criminal empire. In November 2021, as part of a deal with federal prosecutors, Emma pleaded guilty to 3 federal offenses. Prosecutors asked for 4 years, but she received 3. Some legal experts called the sentence surprisingly light for someone linked to an organization like Sinaloa. Emma served 2.5 years before being released in September 2023 for good behavior. What's fascinating about Emma Coronel is what she represents: a new generation of women connected to substance trafficking who don't fit the stereotype of brutal bosses or street enforcers.
Look, man, if you talk to your... look, man, you know what I'm saying?
There's messengers, money cleaners, operating in the shadows through family and personal connections. In recent interviews for an Oxygen documentary released in November 2025, Emma wonders what her life would have looked like if she hadn't married El Chapo at 18. She apologized.
You don't even look happy. You know what I mean? You don't even look happy at the wedding. You feel me? It's just real talk. You don't even look happy, shawty. You know what I'm saying? You look like you regret. This is the most saddest wedding I've ever seen in my life. Looks can be deceiving, but nobody looks happy. I had to look at that picture again. I'm like, nobody looks happy at this wedding. At least you will see somebody smiling or something. You know what I'm saying? Well, this is grandma. Oh, that Lord. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nobody looks happy at this wedding. I just had to pause, right? I'm like, nobody looks happy here. I'll give you advice after, man.
Violence, saying she stands with those who have lost loved ones. But she never admits direct involvement in violent crimes. Emma has turned notoriety into a kind of celebrity, appearing at Milan Fashion Week as she tries to restart her modeling career. It's a complicated narrative that makes her real role hard to classify. A victim of circumstances, an active participant, an opportunist who used her connections? Most likely all three at once. Our final story may be the strangest. It shows how these networks recruit in unexpected places. Angie San Clemente Valencia was crowned International Coffee Queen in Colombia. She was a professional model, beautiful with a promising career in entertainment. But behind the runways and photo shoots, Angie led one of the largest criminal crews in the world focused on moving substances through human couriers. Her operation recruited young women, many of them models or aspiring models, to transport white substance from South America into Europe, specifically through Argentina and Spain. The method was sophisticated. The women traveled with suitcases specially modified with hidden compartments, or in some cases swallowed capsules of white substance and carried them inside their bodies. Angie lived in Argentina for a time, where authorities eventually linked her to a network moving kilos of illegal merchandise every week. The irony is that it was her own vanity that gave her away. Angie posted photos on Facebook with her little dog Lulu, and those images revealed her location. Interpol issued a warrant, and in 2010 she was arrested in Buenos Aires.
Dang, a picture?
During her trial,
I see why I don't do that social media junk. I'm trying to tell y'all, man, I don't mess with that social media junk, boy. Had to delete Instagram, TikTok, and you know what I'm saying, Twitter, and all. Delete that junk, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling y'all, boy, that's social media, man.
Fully admitted responsibility. She insisted she was involved, but not the leader. That she knew what was happening, but didn't run it. She was sentenced in Argentina to 6 years and 8 months in prison for substance trafficking. She served half the sentence before the court applied a legal removal process under immigration law and expelled her from the country in 2013. Back in Colombia, Angie became a minor celebrity, giving interviews where she eventually acknowledged her involvement, saying she was complicit in something deeply wrong because illegal substances destroy lives. What makes Angie San Clemente Valencia's story unique is that it reflects a relatively newer phenomenon in substance trafficking, recruiting middle and upper-class women, educated, respectable looking, to operate within international distribution networks. They don't fit the traditional criminal profile. They can travel internationally without raising suspicion. They have clean passports, believable stories, trustworthy appearances. And that's exactly why they're extremely valuable to organizations that need to move illegal merchandise across borders and through airports with increasingly strict security. Angie became the visible face of an operation that likely involved dozens of women in similar situations, many of whom were never caught. These 10 women represent different faces of female involvement in substance trafficking across a full century. From Ignacia Jasso, the pioneer who established the blueprint in the 1920s, to Emma Coronel, the modern facilitator who relied more on personal connections than violence. From Griselda Blanco, whose brutality defined an era of trafficking in the United States, to Enadina Arellano Felix, the heir who survived after every man in her family fell. From hit women like Melissa La China, whose violence rivaled any man's, to financial operators like Guadalupe La Patrona, whose true power was in her ability to move and clean money. What they all share is that they shattered the myth that substance trafficking is exclusively male. They proved women can be just as brutal, just as intelligent, just as ruthless, and just as successful at building and sustaining criminal empires. Some did it through extreme violence, others through financial intelligence. Some inherited power, others built it from nothing. But all of them permanently changed the narrative about who really controls the world of organized crime. And their stories, many of which are only now being told through series, documentaries, and books, reveal an uncomfortable truth. Criminal power never had a gender. We only had the illusion that it did. These queens ruled violent empires with the same efficiency as any king, and in many cases with far more devastating results. Their names deserve to be remembered, not as heroes, but as reminders that humanity's capacity for violence, ambition, and power has no gender limits. And that, perhaps, is the darkest lesson of all.
Yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, y'all, there's no limits, man. It's an illusion. It's an illusion, like he said, man, to think that men are the only ones out here doing the killing, man. You know what I'm saying? A very, very an illusion and wrong way to think that men